Right, right. And we can all mute ourselves.
So
Exactly. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all because it's so much easier to share it on the slides. And I am borrowing these slides from our lovely Talita, who is not here today. But I will show her photo because for both Samantha and myself, she has been such a influence in our lives and what brought us together. We are such a beautiful family now, really. I didn't know Samantha, I didn't know Katie, I didn't know Talita, and LifeVantage really has brought us together. So today we're just going to show you our family. What is LifeVantage about? Why are we so passionate about what we have to offer? Why do we believe it's the future of science and medicine and prevention and feeling better? And we would love to share that with you. So if you have any questions during the presentation, you can either pop them in the chat or just hold them until the end, or just scream through and unmute. I'm very easygoing. So it's all about nutrigenomics, and I'm sure maybe you've heard of it, maybe not, but we'll explain later a little bit what that is about. But it comes all from the basics of biohacking. So using our own system, our own innate ability to create a better health. So this is Talita, and why I just really wanted to show her is because if it wasn't for her courage to share this with us, we wouldn't be here today, we wouldn't know about these products. And for me, these products are very personal because my dad is in his final stages of Alzheimer's, and my mother-in-law recently passed away of motor neuron disease. And if we would have known about this 10 years ago, my dad just got diagnosed, we would have had a completely different journey because I would have understood what I know now about oxidative stress. And for Talita, that was very similar. So her family had a lot of health challenges. Her oldest boy has epilepsy and ADHD, and her husband works in the mine, so he's exposed to a lot of toxic chemicals. So they also were experiencing these health challenges. So that is also her search for better health for her family to see changes. So we all come from it from a different personal aspect. And obviously you will know Samantha's story with her challenges as well. So what are we talking about here? So what causes oxidative stress? So
actually, Tessa, I'm not sure Owen and Pam know my story.
Okay. All right. Do you want to quickly share?
I'll just give the quickest share. So Owen does know that I've had a severe brain injury, and that's mainly the reason that he is, well, not the main reason, but part of the reason he's been so understanding when he's come to help me in the past. So for 9 years, I was in recovery from a brain injury, and I couldn't learn, I couldn't watch TV or have screen time. I wasn't able to order my thoughts. I had several different cognitive processing disorders, an auditory processing disorder. I also have vestibular issues, a cerebral spinal fluid leak, and a number of other issues. But to sort of cap it all, I spent the first 2 years in bed. I couldn't exchange more than 1 or 2 sentences in a conversation. I couldn't read for the first 4 years, and I couldn't listen to music for 6. And coming from a very musical family, I played several instruments, sang in different types of choirs and so forth. A lot of challenge. And I was super athletic and found myself unable to stand long enough to cook a meal. And God took me through a whole lot to get to the point where I accepted he was allowing me to be positioned like that to learn a lot of where he wanted me to go after that season. So about 9 weeks ago, actually 8.5 weeks ago, I started taking the products that you're going to learn about this evening. And they focus and are centralized on turning off oxidative stress and then providing support to the main energy makers in our bodies, and then supporting the main part of our cellular orchestration that controls how our bodies and cellular communication works. And so because I was able to go from not being able to learn and not being able to read or listen to music or order my thoughts, I mean, even literally 9 weeks ago, I couldn't have spoken like this. I couldn't order my thoughts and then speak what I was thinking. I have aphasia and several other things. And now after it's actually 8 weeks and 4 days today that I've been on these oxidative stress, turn it off, I can do this. I walked for 35 minutes on sand 3 weeks ago. I can think. I've checked in with my cognitive therapist, progress straight across the board. I'm able to remember people's names and faces. I did that just this last weekend. I haven't done that in years. I was scrolling. Anyway, it's a big story, but truly miraculous improvement in just weeks on these products. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't just work for brain injuries. It literally works for any misaligned part of our bodies. Did I say too much, Tessa?
No, not at all. No, you have such a beautiful and an authentic story to share, and it is truly a miracle. So Jordan, we were recording for you for the little bit you missed out, so you could just catch up later. And if you have any questions, just scream. Okay,
now everybody needs to know, Jordan, we're completely throwing him in the deep end. He has no idea what this is about.
All right. Okay.
I told him, I think you're great. If you can handle working here, I would love to work with you. So that's all he knows.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, that's quite a funny.
Making me blush.
All right. Well, if Samantha has faith in you, then definitely. So what Samantha is sharing here is an opportunity for us to feel better for longer, but also for us to do life and business different, to have a work-life balance and to create something for ourselves instead of working to create something for somebody else. So that is really the gist of it. So we're showing the company, the products that it's based on, the science that it's based on, and then how the company works, all in a nutshell. So really short, and the slides will probably make sense. So where we left off was what is causing oxidative stress, because as Samantha was saying, she has had a brain injury, and all the things she mentioned and most illness and disease have one common trigger, which is oxidative stress. If you go into PubMed, which is where doctors go to do their research, and you type any condition and put oxidative stress behind it, you will find a correlation from migraines, Alzheimer's, to improper gut health, stress, chronic fatigue. All those things can be linked back to oxidative stress. So what causes oxidative stress? Well, the bad news, everything. Literally nowadays, since the Industrial Revolution, we've added 85,000 chemicals to our life. Every day we have to deal with it. So it comes from, this comes from petrol. It comes from our exercise, not enough, too much. Athletes have a high level of oxidative stress. Tap water, heavy metals in there, the pesticides, then we come to radiation, and obviously even the things we eat now have pesticides in them, are not as nutrient dense anymore, lack of sleep, and obviously at the moment stress is causing everybody high levels of oxidative stress. How does that look in the body? First symptoms may be things like brain fog, you feel more tired, you have mood swings, you might think you have anxiety or depressed, bowel movements, constipation, bloating, it goes on and on, hair loss. For everybody, it shows up differently. But the fact of the matter is that it impacts every cell, structures, tissues, and organs in our body. So like I said, there is toxin exposure for us that is more than we have ever had before. The toxins are in the air, it's the pesticides, it's even now found in the umbilical cords of babies to already have toxins before they're even born. And then when it comes to EMF, so the blue light that we're all looking at right now, it's not even determined yet what the stress is on that. So what to do about it? So until LifeVantage, and this is 16 years in the making, there was not really a solution to effectively lower oxidative stress. So we can obviously try with a nutrition high diet with high antioxidants to combat free radicals and oxidative stress as much as we can. But there wasn't anything up until now to actually help us with the free radical damage that that produces. So what did it used to look like? Supplementation. We all know the supplements we take, the daily vitamins, and then obviously a nutritious diet. But when you have a nutritious diet, if you take, you would have to take about like 600 oranges or 86 punnets of blueberries to even come close to fighting the free radicals that you get on a daily basis, because you're always supplementing on a 1-to-1 ratio. Whereas if we can get our body to activate the genes that produce antioxidants, we are then fighting these free radicals in a 1 million to 1 ratio. So we are creating 1 million antioxidants every second in every cell in our body that this gene is turned on. So what does the NRF2 pathway do? It turns on the production of catalase, glutathione, and SODs. So those are very big words, but they all combat one thing: to reduce oxidative stress and to increase mitochondrial health in our body. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So NRF2 was the main discovery that the company is based on. This discovery is what gave the scientists the award that the Wright brothers won for the progression of humanity when they invented the airplane. And they have now given the same award to these people that discovered this NRF2 pathway. And they're even saying, this is Washington State University saying this, that it may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So that is quite a statement for them to make. Now the thing that Samantha was talking about, I don't know, Jordan, if you have heard that, but she's been on NRF2 and NRF1, I believe, that you're taking, Samantha? Yep. Oh, you're on mute, but I'm thinking you said yes.
I'm on Tri-Synergize and Axio.
Got you. Okay. So the NRF2, like I said, is the main research breakthrough. And what it does, it is proven to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, there is there's pharmaceutical companies coming out with a synthetic version of this, but they have yet to prove it to be more effective, first of all. And it's costing people $56,000 a year to be on the synthetic one, whereas this is an option of a completely natural compound, only having turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. So completely natural, and it supports the natural cellular repair. So that is exactly what we want to do, right? We want to live better for longer. And as you can see on the right, the synergistic effect of these compounds is what does the trick. So you can't say, I'm just going to take green tea and turmeric and it will work the same way. It is the amount of compounds in this little capsule that create this effect that actually reduces the levels of oxidative stress. And most importantly for a lot of people is that it's BSCG approved. What does that mean? Athletes can take it too. So when I mentioned PubMed earlier, this is where you can go and do research, and I highly recommend, if you want to learn more about the research behind Protandim, which is what Samantha's on, what I just showed you, just you go to pubmed.gov, as you can see here, and do your own research. This isn't just research coming from us. This is coming from heaps and heaps of organizations, institutes, and universities who've done all their research. So as we mentioned earlier, lots of things can happen when we don't control oxidative stress. And I've mentioned a couple already, but I mean, here, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? I've mentioned Alzheimer's, which is my dad's case. It's renal failure, it's skin aging, anything, diabetes, it can all be linked back to oxidative stress. So anything that you feel that you are currently facing, it can be linked back to oxidative stress. And some of these research institutes that I mentioned are shown here. So we have the Skin Association, the American Skin Cancer Association, Johns Hopkins, there's American Heart Association, Washington State. They've all done the independent research. So they've purchased the product from the company to do their own research. And even the American Heart Association thought it so such an extraordinary preventative measure for heart conditions that they actually published this in their circulation magazine worldwide, the first and only natural supplement to ever been shown in their magazine. The second discovery that builds on top of the NRF2 is the NRF1 pathway. So it's another gene pathway that we can activate by using natural compounds. So this one is for your mitochondrial production. I don't know if you ever heard about your mitochondria, but long story short, they are the energy of your cell. If they stop working, you stop working. So you're dead. So we need to make sure that we keep this running. And the problem is, as we get older, this gene pathway is turned off. So the biogenesis of these cells is actually turned off, so we're no longer producing it. And with NRF2, we can turn this back on to enhance our cellular health and make it work at peak performance. So that is the two that work together. And Samantha mentioned the tri-synergize, so that's what she is on. The reason she is on all three together is because, again, the synergistic effect makes it way more effective than when you just take them on their own. However, the NRF2 can always be taken on its own, as it will always reduce oxidative stress. And I don't want to bore you with all the details, but again, it works on the same principle, natural compounds taken together. Now, what is so special about NAD, and I am particularly passionate about this because as a family, we do fasting, intermittent fasting, you've probably heard about, because it starts something called autophagy, where your body is going into its own ability to repair unhealthy cells, or take the unhealthy cells out and repair damaged cells. To do that so we can feel better. So you're removing your cellular waste. As you can see on the left, this is caloric restriction. So this is fasting. 94% effectiveness to turn that on. With the NAD, it's 100% effectiveness 100% of the time. You don't have to feel miserable with fasting. Intermittent fasting is wonderful. I definitely recommend it, but there's different ways as well. And as you can see, there's competitors out there trying to do the same thing, not yet succeeding at all. So we have a huge advantage of the competition because we already have almost 15 years of research behind this company. So the NAD helps you with positive mood, it helps with motivation, and most importantly, stable energy throughout the day. And for lots of people, healthy cholesterol levels, which is starting to become a bigger problem because of the diets that we eat. So it also helps support our healthy vascular system. Samantha mentioned Axio because she has brain challenges. For her, this is a very particularly efficient product because it just helps resilience of stress. It helps your mental performance. So for people that struggle with brain fog, for people that struggle with low energy and lack of focus, ADHD, as I mentioned, for Talita's children, this one is really specific for that. And again, it's all natural. So really something that we can stand behind and that we are so passionate about. It's not anything synthetic in any of these products, and that is the basis of the company. You can look at this video, but you can see clearly the differences after taking the supplements, how the brain functions going versus, and Samantha can attest to that, versus to when she's not being activated. So there's a clear difference there. So this is what I was saying earlier. Why would you take all three? It's simple because on their own, they all work, but as a synergistic effect, they all work. I don't know if you guys can see this, actually, I can just see your faces, but they all work to a much higher percentage than they would on their own. However, as I mentioned, everybody has different budgets, different focus. The NRF2 does work on its own as well. Anything better than any other product out there. There we go. Can I move this? Sorry, guys, I am just seeing you at the moment. Let's move this around. Okay, so obviously it doesn't stop at our very beloved little yellow activator that we just call our NRF2. There is a whole range of product from our skin to our hair. And we now have an amazing new product. It's not on here. It's called Icy Bright, which is doing the same thing for our eyes. Our eyes get oxidative stress too. It's called photooxidization. And we now have tablets to help with that. So anybody with impaired vision, wearing glasses, these are blue filter glasses, which I use because I spend up to 10 hours a day behind my screen. We have IC Bright now that does that on the inside. So the whole range has the same principle. We want to activate our body from the inside out using natural compounds so it can help us feel better and look better for longer. It's called the theory of aging. How can we reverse that? So this is the entire range that we offer to do that. So as Samantha said, we're going to give you the full package, and I'm literally word dumping all this information on you, and I know it's a lot, but there is two different options or routes to take when you say I'm 100% believing this science. Do your research, look at the science, and make an informed decision. So you can be a preferred customer, which is you get your own product and you get a unique link where people that start with using your link, they get $10 discount, you get $10 credit. So that is one way of doing it. Or you can join us as a distributor, which Samantha and I have done because we've seen the value in not only the products, but the value of the packs, because the biggest packs are like 48% discount, which was for me a no-brainer. I started my business as a coach. I spent $30,000-$40,000 setting up my business. This is a fraction of the price with almost no monthly fees going forward. And what do you get? Everything. You get your website, you get customer service. If I have an issue, I don't have to talk to my customers. Not that I don't want to, but I have people that can actually deal with that when I can focus on my business. Quality control, shipping, marketing, advertising. It is all included when you buy your bulk pack. You literally the same day get your website that you can share and you're ready to go. So how do we do this? We do this the same way that Airbnb, Instagram, Uber, and they're all doing it the same principle. We live off our phones. Everybody wants to be free. They want to travel, and we want to take our business with us. So LifeVantage has created an app to be able to do this. So you can put your contact, literally a phone number in the app. It gives you a script, what you can send them, and it helps you build your business. It helps you keep track. Where is this person in the journey? Have they ordered? Have they fallen off the wagon? And it reminds you to just send them some love. Everything from an app to make life easier for you to build a business. And then obviously we also have the website, which I don't have a photo of, but I'm sure Samantha has her link that you can look what her website looks like. Why did we choose the company? For me, I was always very skeptical about this type of industry because there is a lot of bad wolves out there. But what was different about this company is that, first of all, they are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. In 2020, they actually got to ring the closing bell of the NASDAQ because they are doing amazing things. We have Aaron Brockovich on the board of directors, and not just Aaron Brockovich. We have former CEOs of Coca-Cola, SC Johnson, people that helped set up Airbnb. They're all on the board of directors. We are debt free. We have, well, it says 12 years old. We're almost 15 years old now if you take the time that we are on the shelves. And the research is there to back it up. And what I found really beautiful, what we heard last week during the storms in Louisiana, the company actually went over and above to help our LifeVantage family. So they helped them with generators, with food, everything. They went out and they did it. And I think that for me just makes it really special to be part of this company. Now, what does it look like to be part of this company? Everybody is different. You get what you put in. So if you put in the hours, you get a leveraged income. If you only do this part-time or as a hobby, that's how you're going to get paid. And on the right-hand side, you see the average number of months to achieve these ranks. And it's very different for everybody. I have already a business, so I'm trying to fit this in. So after 3 months in now, I am a Pro 2, which I still think is way above the curve. So I'm very happy. But then we have amazing people like Samantha, who just comes in and within 2 months is running for Pro 4, which is absolutely incredible, right? So she has managed to go from being on welfare and having the government support it to now being able to support herself. So this company really allows you to work hard and get that reward for yourself as well. But everybody, like I said, is different. So that is why we put the average earnings on here, as well as the average time to achieve the rank. We had a beautiful gentleman that Samantha got to meet, I believe, who managed to get to Pro 10 in 4 years. So he just literally changed his life. That is life-changing income. And that is for a lot of people who are looking for this different way of living and a different way of having a more healthy life, work-life balance. This is a good option to jump in. And the reason for me that it was so easy to make a decision, there's no risk. Worst case scenario, you have scientifically proven beneficial products for your health and your well-being. Even if you don't make it a business, you're still getting it at a huge discount. So for me, it was so simple to make that decision. And then on top of it, you get, Samantha?
I did. Could you go back one slide? I just wanted to share something. So I'm going to jump in here. And if you look at Pro 4, in where the yellow highlighted slides are, Pro 4 is between two of the yellows. It's the green one. Thank you, Tessa. It says the average earning of a Pro 4 is $1,496. So there's a spectrum. Some people are making zero because they're not working their business. And some people, if you look all the way across, are making 13,000, almost 14,000 a month as a Pro 4. There's a huge spectrum. My first month as making a Pro 4, I went from Pro 1 to Pro 4, and last month I made $2,635. And I have no problem saying that because I was denied disability for over 9 years. Yes, I should have been eligible. Every attorney I spoke with said I should be getting disability. I qualified. My doctor said I qualified. But because I was seen by the state health insurance, they were not allowed to advocate for me. So my goal was to get off of food stamps by the end of the year. And I did that in 6 weeks. So yes, what I did was a little bit unusual, but I didn't know it was unusual. All I did was what Talita told me to do. So it's completely doable. Does everybody need to do what I'm doing? Absolutely not. But Tessa has a full-time job. So I tell you that number not to brag in any way, but to show you what is possible, completely possible. I estimate, I've gone back and tracked things. I estimate that I'm spending about 6 hours a week on my business. 6 hours of a healthy person's brain a week on my business. It takes me longer than that still, because I'm still far from well, but, and I'm having fun, having a lot of fun and meeting great people, and then throwing some people in the deep end, like our friend Jordan. Thank you, Tessa.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And
Sure.
And like, this is what we say everybody can achieve, right? Your first $1,000 in 60 days. That means your investment back in the first 60 days. So yes, you have Samantha who did that over and above in 30 days. I am well on track to do this, but it is very, very doable. You see all the people on the right hand corner that have done the same thing, and more than that as well. So these are the 2 packs we mentioned. And then what I want to say about this is actually, we don't have a photo of that, but all these people earned their incentive trips as well, which is going to be Croatia next year. So anybody who would like to have a lovely trip, I don't even know if I can leave the country, but it is out there for people who want to work for it. So the 2 packs, right? What we were saying is they make sense because they have a discount, whereas if you would go to the website, so Samantha's website, you pay the same as we pay. There's no advantage for being a distributor when it comes to price. It's really the cool thing. So we're not like scamming people into becoming distributors so they get a discount. That's not how it works. So we have 2 different packs. This one, you get a small feel for the product. So you get your Axio sample packs, your ProBios, your Tri-Synergizer for a month, for 2 months actually, and then your True Science anti-aging cream. It's a lovely pack, and you get, I believe, 167 off, which is amazing value for money, right? However, the one that Samantha went on and that she says everybody should go on, and she has a very good point. Unfortunately, we don't have it in New Zealand, so I can't say the same when I meet other people from my country, because we don't have it. So you guys are very, very lucky. What this pack actually does, it gives you a 48% discount on the products. So even if you don't know the business is for you, this gives you a full range of the products to try, see what you enjoy, for just a crazy amount, for a crazy value for money. So it's the Axio that Samantha's on. I have this one actually at home. I have the serum as well, but anyways, it's the whole range. So you get to try everything and see for yourself if you enjoy it. You get your trial packs to give away if you did want to start a business and have other people try. They're very yummy. There's like only 15 calories. So it's like any energy drink, but now it's natural and not as many calories and not a lot of sugars in there. There's daily wellness. I don't know if any of you know, increased rates of hospitalization because of COVID actually have to do with zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D deficiency. That is all in the daily wellness. So this was actually created for the current pandemic to help people and keep their immune system healthy. So if you do happen to get COVID, this is the best preventative approach to keep your immune system healthy. There's a pet tandem. Anybody who has pets, every mammal works the same. We have people that have created a business who are dog groomers or who are horse owners, who've created a business just by sharing this with other people that have dogs or horses, because they all have oxidative stress. So that is the elite pack that you can also go for, which is $9.99, which is a crazy value for money. I actually can't believe it. I'm very, very, very jealous.
What I love about this is for that price, you get, oh, sorry, I'm gonna make you close the
that's all good.
curtain, Tessa.
No, I like the curtains. I was just waiting for
I
it.
sure like that. I've never seen that before. I also call this the family pack because it comes with 2 tri-synergize. So 2 adults can be on tri-synergize right off the bat, and a full month of Axio. Then there are 4 additional bottles of the NRF2. So if someone needs extra healing, we recommend you do the NRF2 in the evening as well. So that cycles on 24 hours a day. And then maybe 3 children or a teenager that maybe just needs the NRF2 and an Axio. So it's a great pack to consider if it's a family, just to get everyone started on something that first month.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tessa.
No, that's all good. I'm not as well acquainted with that pack because mainly I speak to people either in the Netherlands because I'm Dutch or people in New Zealand. So thank you for just
Sure.
elaborating there. Well, thank you, first of all, for watching. I know I speak very fast. You wouldn't say that English is not my first language. So if you do have any questions, please just shout out, drop it in the chat, or let us know your thoughts.
Don't everyone shout at once. I know someone has to have questions. Owen, I see the questions.
No, I'm okay. Truth is, with where we are, getting ready to move and everything else, there's nothing I can do right now. I am interested, and I will do my own research and
Great.
know who to reach out to for sure.
Great.
So, I mean, that's the long and short version of it. You know, I'll talk to you more and more on the side, and because there are some things I'd like to, you know, consider, for lack of a better description.
Sure.
But I don't ever make, if I, how to put it, if a snap decision is going to be made or needs to be made, the answer is always going to start out with no, and then I come back from there. It's just how I roll.
Great.
No, there's no need for snap decisions.
Yes, and here's my thought. My thought is,
I always tell people that's a good thing about being a parent. I always tell my kids no, and so they start out really, really sad, and then it can get better from there.
perfect. Well, I think that health is probably one of the very most important things in our lives, and there are things that we need to carefully consider and ponder and research, and something like this is definitely one of those things. So great. You know how to reach me, and I'll probably send you maybe a couple other small things that I think might pertain to your family's situation in
Right,
particular.
exactly. And that's really it. It's a conversation on what would be best, how to best work within the packs you have. I'll go ahead and speak up because I saw a chat pop up asking if those packets
Yeah.
can be customized.
Yes, and I'll answer that quickly as well. Jordan, thanks for asking. So these are the two only options in the US at the moment. If you happen to have a friend in Australia or New Zealand, you can go on that pack and send it over. But these are the two options. What you could do is then potentially go for the lower pack and add what you want to it as a separate order. But at the moment, these are the only two options if you would want to enroll as a distributor or if you wanted a value pack.
Another option is some people go for the larger pack, the family pack. So if they're single, and then they keep some of those products that they know that they can sell as a retail to someone. So for example, if you enroll someone that as a customer, you can maybe hand them right there on the spot what they're ordering, and then they place their order that they will use during the second month. Or maybe it's another distributor that you could split a pack with. There are lots of options for customizing, but those are the only two options to initially purchase.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But Owen, yes, we can talk about all the details. Every single person's situation is unique. And that's the beauty, because we own our own business. We can customize every single thing for every single person. And not everyone needs to have all of the products. Not everyone needs to be on the same products at the same time. And there are some people who, for example, I was just working with another consultant or consulting with another distributor because they had a customer who was heavily in detox. They had just had a lot of chemicals and things that they were getting out of their body through detox. And so we had to scale back the products and start all over from the beginning with just one product at actually half a tablet. And then over a period of months, very, very gradually add the products until they were able to, be up to the full speed on things. And that's what we can do. And it's great because I'm a science nerd and love business and teaching, and it's the perfect thing for me. Now that my brain works.
Yeah, like Samantha said, everybody's so different. So whatever you at the moment want to decide or want to look into, just let her know. She can send all the research links to you. If there's more information, there is so many videos, training, research that you can have access to. So just let her know what particular things you would like some more on.
Right.
Yeah. I'm actually going to stop